Another week, another Bitcoin all-time high, and what many believe is just the beginning of the crypto bull run. Microstrategy puts more money on the table for Bitcoin. Dogecoin pumps as Elon posts a new DOGEFather meme, but why is Ethereum lagging behind? There's talks of many of the SEC cases going away, along with Gary Gensler. Trump's media stock pumped on rumors of an acquisition of a crypto exchange, and Shaqille O'Neal has signed an $11 million settlement for a class action suit. What in the wide, wide world of WTF is happening? We'll explore it all right here on our Bad News, episode number 752 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
It's the Bad Crypto Podcast, still here, not going away. Once you go bad, you never go back. Joel Comm, Travis Wright. What's happening, Trav?
It is not bad crypto or sad crypto right now. It's pretty solid crypto, and it's been fun watching the thing do its thing, right? I mean, it was like last week we were talking about it, like what it did. Had a $10,000 crypto day on Bitcoin. That's pretty crazy. Like,
it's been fun watching it run, son.
that is true. So what is it right now? It's like $3.2 trillion market cap. I saw like almost 3.25. So it was almost
Here we go.
another quarter billion.
Let's timestamp this. It's the 19th of November in 2024, 7:15 p.m. in Puerto Rico, which means it's 4:15 p.m. over on the left coast, where more people voted red than since Reagan. Pretty amazing. And the total crypto market cap is 3.2 trillion and change. Bitcoin 91,807, hitting 94,000 plus today, breaking a new all-time high. Ethereum 3104, Solana 235, BNB $613, XRP back over a dollar, up 52% this week. Trav, $1.10. Dogecoin 38.5 cents, and Cardano in the number 10 slot, also coming to life for the first time in what seems like years at 73 cents.
Yeah, and you know what's completely wild, man. So, what was it? A couple of weeks ago, we had that scenario where the New York, some department in New York went in and grabbed that squirrel and raccoon and euthanized them, right?
Peanut.
And then, like I think it was about a week ago, I guess, at this point. And then, so I wasn't paying attention. I was literally staying offline for the most part that day, and so I didn't see that happen till the next day. And then I go, oh man. I bet that's going to launch a project, a peanut squirrel. I was looking, and then I saw one, and it was like 100 million. I was like, oh man, it's 100 million already. God, I missed that one. Well,
We all
now
did.
Peanut the squirrel is $1.7 billion, so it did another 17x.
2 billion, dude. It hit as high as two. It hit as high as. Oh yeah, you're right. 1.5 billion. Look at this. You could have bought it the day after the week it happened for just a few pennies, and it went ba-boop. And right here, people are thinking, oh my gosh, I got to sell here. And then it went ba-bam.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing it. I think I saw it right after it did that pop, or when it was in the process of popping, where it went from on the 10th of November. That's when I saw it. And it was like 100 million already. It was like 30 something cents, 20 something cents. And then, yeah. And then that thing just went off, and wow. So over the course of over 3,000%, if you got in at the right time, you could have got into this thing at pennies.
Monies.
And yeah, let me look at the market cap. When was that? Yeah. So the market cap was right about $1 million, and then it took off. And then it had this little pop, and then did another pop. Like, I had a friend going, oh, I found it at 40 million. And I was like, yeah. I look at those sometimes and like, God, it's so weird. Sometimes you think they're going to be tokens that just take off. Like we talked about Finky coin back in June or July. Thought that would take off. It never got over, it never got over a couple million. Maha is another one we had with Kyle Kemper on the show.
Yet.
Yet that one though looks like it could be primed to pop when the time is right, because that thing got up to 9 million market cap, dude. When RFK Jr. takes office, and people are saying Maha, Maha, Maha.
Yep.
I just wonder when more of those people are going to start flowing in. And I do notice that on that Maha token, more holders are popping on it, and more people are in the Telegram group consistently. It seems to be growing. So maybe it'll pop. I think that should be, it seems to me like that's $100 million token. If Peanut is 1.7 billion, like how is Maha not a billion? I don't know. I don't understand it sometimes, brother.
It's culture. That's culture is the leading edge. So the Bitcoin price over the last 24 hours down from about low 90,000s up to 94 and $40. Currently sitting at 91,886. And so it tested that new all-time high, came back, and now we're looking for those higher highs. The crypto feed and greer index. Fear and greed index. We are in extreme greed at 84 right now, and it could hang out here for some time, right? We could be super greedy here for quite a bit as we enter this this bull run. These folks here at Bernstein, I'm assuming that these analysts have these targets, and they're saying that Bitcoin can reach 200,000 this cycle, but you got people like Michael Saylor saying 500,000 this cycle. Nobody knows.
Oh, and then you got Plan B, who was talking about what, a million or more?
He said
right?
He said 500,000 to a million
Yeah.
on
And
the
monkeys
outside.
could fly out my ass if I had monkey baby seedlings, monkey seedlings up my ass. Then maybe they could fly out of it too.
Well,
But I
you know
haven't found those yet.
what everybody's talking about is the incoming supply shock,
Yeah.
that the amount of tokens on exchanges continues to drop. The amount of Bitcoin that is available continues to drop. Well, what happens as we enter into the bull run and retail starts paying attention, and you've got all of these agents that are brokers that all of a sudden suggesting to their clients that they put 5-10% of their assets into Bitcoin? Where are they going to get it?
Mhm. Well, I
So
mean, look at the search term on Google Trends, and you can kind of pull that up over time, over the course of the last, I'm going to go last 5 years. We're looking at Bitcoin right now hit an all-time high, like of 100, like in May of 2021. And
mhm.
right now, it's at Bitcoin 70, right? 70, 75. So it's not even close to the all-time high. And even when it hit Bitcoin's popped off back in 2021, like January, February, March, May, like pop, 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 100, near 100, going up to 100. So we haven't even hit 100 for the first time yet. And so as more and more people start talking about it, I know what Cynthia Loomis, who is a senator,
Mhm.
Wyoming, is that right?
Yeah.
She has put together a Bitcoin Act to create that strategic Bitcoin reserve, right? So and then if America does that, more other countries are going to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and then you're going to have. I mean, look, you have El Salvador every day buying. Aren't they like buying one Bitcoin every day?
Mhm.
Every day, no matter what, buying a Bitcoin, buying a Bitcoin. Like,
Well, and then you've got MicroStrategy that just this week acquired another 4.6 billion. Just yesterday, 4.6 billion. They are now up to 331,200 Bitcoin. They bought 142,000 just this year alone. And now they're saying, hey, we want to raise another 1.75 billion with 0% interest notes. Like, how did we get in on that deal?
yeah, I need to
0%.
get me some of those. I would just put it out there. I would also like to buy 19,065 Bitcoin at current prices with $1.75 billion with 0% interest. I'm a big fan of 0% interest loans like that, you guys. So whoever's out there and wants to hook us up with that, we're good. I mean, we're not bad. We're good.
Here's the chart. This shows every time that MicroStrategy has done a purchase, the green dots here, and these are the average market prices at those times. So look at that right now. Everything that they've bought previous to yesterday, up into including yesterday, is well in the green. And I got to imagine that their average price is somewhere around $40,000. So, oh,
Yeah,
here
it
it
looks.
is.
Is that what their little dotted line is? Is that their cost price averaging? It
Yeah,
looks.
dollar cost average.
The
That's
dollar
it right
cost
there.
averaging is getting close to 50 grand. But dude, they were buying a bunch when it was 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand, 60 grand, 50 grand, 40 grand, 30 grand, 20
And they're
grand.
not stopping. They're not stopping.
Yeah.
They are going to be the world's most valuable company. They are going to surpass Apple and Nvidia at the rate that Bitcoin is going. But I guarantee you, Trav, that there are other enterprise businesses as well as nation states that are quietly front running the U.S. No
Well,
question.
Microsoft had a vote up to get Bitcoin on their deal a few weeks ago, and they declined it. They said, "Nah, we're good." And so, MicroStrategy better than Microsoft, which, by the way, is what Bill Gates calls his penis. I love
By
that.
the way, speaking of those, retail, this article on Cointelegraph says Bitcoin investment, quote, material impact captures pension funds' attention. Even a small allocation of Bitcoin in a traditional investment fund can be beneficial. And when you look at how many people are in funds that are not yet in Bitcoin, it's just, I
Yeah,
think yeah, when this supply shock hits, it makes perfect sense why it's going to go ba bang, ba boom, ba bing, ba bong. Like once we go past 100,000,
what is that? What is that again?
ba bing, da ding, ba bong, da bong, something
I
like that.
like that. I
I'm
like especially the,
paraphrasing
the bong part. I like the bong.
paraphrase. And I found this chart, this video last week, Trav, that I want to share, and we're going to link to the whole video so that you can see it. It's in the show notes, badco.in/, what episode is this? 752?
72.
752. And for those of you watching the visual version, which you should be, by the way, it's great that you listen to us. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or iHeartRadio or whatever, we appreciate that. But if you want to see the visuals, especially from news, then you want to go to the YouTube channel and watch there. So this
Hey,
is
leave a comment and like it because like we like viralocity
yeah.
too. But this is good. This video that he's talking about is the one Bitcoin chart that you need to know about what's going to happen between now and next year. And so I saw another company, another video producer called Wisdom Bites that talked something similar to this. And this is interesting because historically, Bitcoin cycles last about 500 days, give or take, on either side of the halving. So you normally have the low about 500 days before the halving, and then you have that all-time high about 500 days after that halving. Now it's been 542 days, 538
Right.
days,
Give or
512
take.
days. So some little when day 500 hits, ding, 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 which I don't know exactly what that day is,
September.
but it's in September, and so sometime in September, into October is probably based on historical cycles of Bitcoin. The past does not equal the future, but this done it 4 times in a row. Is he going to do it again? Hard to say. This one, I mean, I just always look at this going, dude, man, if governments are creating strategic Bitcoin reserves and all these normies are coming in, is it going to be like a normal cycle?
I
I
think
don't
it's
know,
going to
man.
be accelerated, and it could go faster. I mean, if you look at the one here from 2017, it's the time itself for the bull run was shorter. If you look at the width here of the green section, that's the bull run. This one here is longer, and this is a projection right now. You are here. So for anybody who wonders where you are on the timeline, you are just at the beginning of this part of the cycle right here. And this is what we're looking for over the next 9 months, pretty much, to be in here. And so if you just look at the 500 days, historically, if you would have bought 500 days before the halving and sold 500 days after, you would be very, very much in the money. Is it going to repeat itself this time? I'll tell you what, both of us, Travis, got wrecked in the last two bull runs to one degree or another. And this time, now that I'm aware of how these cycles work, I don't think I'm planning on getting wrecked again. How about you?
Yeah, my rectum is tired of getting wrecked.
Everybody's stat at
Parts of
Travis
my
is wrecked
underwear.
them.
Yeah. So that's just a good thing. Now, again, Bitcoin and crypto has a way of, the future kind of rhymes with the past, but not always. So it could be pretty good to say, oh, it's day 500. I'm actually going to find out what day the halving was, what day 500 days is after that, and then I'm going to make a note, because then normally, so what's going to happen is Bitcoin should hit a high someplace in September. And then now what normally happens, and what's happened on every other one of these, it hits that high, then it does a little like a 25% dedouche, like it just dumps like quickly. And then it has a little dead cat bounce, and then boom. Next thing you know, you're down 40% in like a week and a half. And it's like, if you're not paying attention, because there's like something happens and then whoosh. That's what happened every time. And it's like, oh, it's going to come back a little bit. Nope. Whoosh, down another 40%. Next thing you know, those tokens are down in a low. So, I mean, we're going to see it 500 days after 500 days. So basically 500 days after the halving. And then you have this time in between that before 500 days before the next halving. We'll see. Is history going to repeat itself? We shall see. So
Will it rhyme?
Don't know.
I don't know. Well, there's certain I can't find the exact chart that I was looking for, but there is a psychology of investment, and I can pull up this one here so that see if it shows it here. Yeah, here we go. There's one that actually shows what the chart looks like. This just kind of is a roadmap right there, and this is where you can see the ups and downs. I think right now we are somewhere between optimism and excitement. And what you were talking about was denial right around here, where you feel a little anxious, the market's falling, but you think, no, it's going to come back, it's going to be fine, but down we go. So traditionally, when referring to that last chart, despondency would be that 500 days before the halving, and euphoria would be 500 days after the halving. And I will link to this.
So check this out, Joel. So the halving day this last time was April 19th, 2024, right? 500 days after that is September 1st, 2025. So on September 1st, we're going to make a note. I'm going to put that on my calendar. Today it's 500 days past that. Let's see where we are then. I'm going to say we're going to be at least $180,000, maybe $220,000, somewhere in between that. And then shortly thereafter, we could be going back down. Probably going to go back down to like 90, 80, 90, as a low, maybe. I don't know. Let's see where this thing goes. It's really hard to guesstimate right now, because we could be looking at much higher numbers.
We could indeed. Also lower than we think. Who knows? This is a really interesting theory I came upon that was shared in a group today. The orange election theory. Yeah, the guy TK_9 on Twitter posted this orange election theory, and he said the elephant in the room wasn't red versus blue. It was the fact that Trump showed up at Bitcoin 2024 and said that him and RFK Jr. were going to support Bitcoin, that there would be a strategic reserve for America, that they were going to fire Gary Gensler, that there would be regulatory reform, that they were going to pardon Ross, and that they were going to embrace crypto innovation. And he goes on to detail how all of this looks here. But, based on the number of Bitcoiners and the vote swing in these swing states of people that are holding Bitcoin, you can see how Bitcoiners could have indeed won the election for Trump. It's a really interesting
fascinating theory. Yeah, it does show that there's 24 million plus conservative crypto holders.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, maybe so. 24 million. That's a pretty big number. So I like that. I like that theory. Here's the problem. We've been talking about this for a long time. All this innovation has been leaving America. It's been going to Switzerland. It's been going to Singapore. It's been going to the Caribbean. Companies are leaving America in droves. And remember when Dragon Chain happened, Joel?
Yep.
Like that was one of the very first ones, because Dragon Chain, like I had a nice little sack and it was going on $5.
Nobody wants to know about your nice little sack, Travis.
My fat sack, plopped it on the table, and Dragon Chain was like $5. Next thing you know, it was pennies. The SEC came in and dropped their fat sack, funked it on the table.
Yeah.
And said whose sack is bigger, and and that was the beginning of Oh, are you in North Korea, Iran, or in the United States? Well, sorry, then you can't participate in our exchange.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Dragon Chain was definitely an early victim
yeah.
of the
I love
SEC,
that,
and
dude. If that thing
it's
should
too
have been
bad.
able to fly, dude. They had just brought in a Starbucks VP of payments, and they were doing, and they had came over from Disney. I was like, this is it, bro. The Dragon Chain. I love this, and got wrecked.
Well, this is
Still
some
love Joe
proof.
though. Dragon Joe is awesome. Love that guy.
This is some proof that Trump is serious about this. Apparently, his company DJT is the ticker on this on Nasdaq. His the DJT stock popped yesterday, a little bit down today after reports that it is in talks to buy Backed, the crypto exchange. That is the exchange. Their first CEO was Kelly Loeffler, who is a former Republican senator. She is now co-chair of Trump's inaugural committee, and Trump has 53% stake in Trump Media. And full disclosure, I own some shares in DJT. He says he has absolutely no intention of selling, and his shares are worth several $billions. So, real interesting if they do indeed buy this crypto platform. That is proof that he is all in on crypto, and I think we're going to see that innovation come back here, and America is going to make crypto even better. It's already great, so you don't have to make it great again. But I think that's going to happen.
And so he's backed BAKKT. We're actually in the market to buy a cryptocurrency exchange wrecked. REKKT, because that's my portfolio some days. Other days it looks pretty nice.
You're like,
What's interesting is Kelly Loeffler may or may not have been an inspiration for one of the original blockchain heroes.
yeah, I'm pretty sure she wasn't she?
Senator, I believe, yeah.
No, Senator was, was it her?
Yeah,
Maybe
so
it was.
it was holding the big gavel.
It's been so long. I
Pretty
forget.
sure it was the senator.
I forget. You're talking about putting your sack on the table, holding your big gavel. Travis, would you stop with all the double entendre? It's really, it's getting
You
out
need
of
to quit
control
thinking
here.
about my big sack.
More Trump talk here. He met with Brian Armstrong on Monday to discuss personnel appointments. Of course, Armstrong is the CEO of Coinbase, also represented through Parity and Blockchain Heroes. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. He
well.
was one. He was one as well. Very nice. Yeah. So very interesting. I love the fact that, hey, here's where innovation is going. Innovation's in AI and in crypto and some of these other areas. Let's actually bring people in who knows what the hell is there. Let's bring experts in the space, key opinion leaders and subject matter experts in and actually get their opinion. What an amazing idea that is, Joel. Like to actually talk to experts. Wow.
I know. Go figure. Hey, I'm sure. I know you saw this. I did too. The entry into the UFC arena at Madison Square Garden, where Trump comes in to thunderous applause, and he's got Elon Musk, he's got RFK, he's got Vivek, and he's got Mike Lee and a litany of others that were with him. Kid
He had
Rock
Mike
was there.
Johnson. He had Kid Rock,
Yeah.
and then he went over and hugged Joe Rogan twice.
Right.
You know what was
Right.
wild about watching that? Because I know we've had conversations about this before, and it's so poignant for me. Is that for years I've just been thinking, man, we just have supervillains. We get all these Marvel comic movies and everything, like, oh, it's the Marvel universe, oh, it's DC Superman, Spider-Man, and Avengers, and like the real world hasn't had any superheroes. They've only had supervillains like Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates, if you think he's an evil guy.
Anthony
You look at Bill
Fauci.
Gates' father is,
Yeah.
then you kind of know, oh, it's just all about population control and he's
Yep.
hiding it all. And Fauci, some of these like super villains. Now we have some people who, you know what? People are coming out of the woodwork cheering for these people now, whereas before
It's safe.
totally different vibe. Now it's like I'm noticing even Democrats are kind of coming around, dude, and they're like, "Ooh, it feels different." Like,
Well, dude, Trump was a Democrat. RFK Jr. was a Democrat, right? Elon
Democrat,
Musk was a
yeah.
Democrat. Joe Rogan was a Democrat. Hello, people
Tulsi Gabbard, Democrat. All of them are former Democrats.
need to wake up to and smell the coffee here. And what's so funny is you've got these whiny leftists leaving X. So I'm not going to be here and support this anymore. We're going to go over to Blue Sky. They're going over to their little bubble, which guarantees that they're going to continue to have their warped view of what's really happening in the world, and they're just going to keep losing. So I support this. Go, you can leave X and go wherever you want to go, and have your little safe space bubble. In the meantime, the DOGEFather is here, and Elon posted this meme on X yesterday, and it moved the price of Dogecoin. And what's really interesting about this, Trav, is that the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, has nothing to do with Dogecoin at all. There is no tie to it other than the love of the meme coin itself. There's no reason.
It was named that because of the token Doge.
Right, but there's
no. But it has no official connection to it.
There's no substantive
build on
connection.
Doge. Doge has no smart contracts. There's not. You can't launch meme coins on Doge.
Well, there is Doge. There is Doge Chain.
Doge Chain is different. That's like a side thing that connects into it, but it's almost like Doge Chain. We interviewed those guys back in the day. They haven't delivered like what we thought they might, but I think it's almost kind of like what Stacks or Build on Bitcoin or some of those other L2s on top of Bitcoin is for Doge. But maybe we'll start seeing more of that because, dude, what is it? Doge is worth, what's the fucking market cap of Doge right now? It's got to be like 40 billion or something stupid. Well, $57 billion market cap for a meme coin. Insane, bro. 40 cents.
There we go. And look at this. Let's look at the big chart here on Dogecoin. Just for if you were in Doge when it was 0.0002. Like when we started the show, Trav, it had it was at 0.0002 cents.
Dude, I remember seeing it in 2014 or 2015. Yeah, if I look at like July,
it was still 0.00.
It was 0.00019. That's where I remember seeing it just so low. 0.00013. Like, holy cow, dude, it was so low.
Could you imagine holding a bag right here before like this happened in 2021 where it went as high as what was a 70 almost 70 cents. And right now we're at 40. So, by all estimates, Doge, I believe, is going to $1 and beyond, but it has nothing to do with the Department of Government Efficiency. Nothing. It's just funny. It's actually perfect for the fact that it's a meme coin that has a great community around it. And we've been talking
wait a second, dude. This is weird. Like, why is there no max supply for Doge? It just says there's 146 billion of them in circulation, but there's an infinity max supply. Like, I wonder why there's no. Are people still just mining shitloads of Doge? And why is there no max supply for Doge?
I have no answer to that. A lot of meme coins are doing some really interesting stuff, and one that is brought to our attention, and maybe we'll be talking to somebody in the near future about it, is the meme coin on Bitcoin blockchain on Runes called Dog Go to the Moon. And apparently, this is a completely fair launch, that the team has no tokens, that there was no pre-mine, and it's starting to get a lot of attention. And you can see here from its max that it's just about at its all-time high again, and more people are getting turned on to it. So we will wait and see, and I do want to get some more information about it. But watching that one, what if that is the one to go ba-boom? Right now, it's not easy to get. That's one of the problems with it.
Dude, so miners are just continuing to receive block rewards indefinitely. So it's almost like having a miner that mines Dogecoin with it's an inflationary cryptocurrency, which means its supply will always increase over time. And so why is the value almost $1 when they just keep printing them and printing them and printing them? Approximately 10,000 new Dogecoins are created every minute, which equates to about 5.2 billion new Dogecoins every year.
And the answer is, don't know.
The answer is it's because it's inflationary and it's keeps transactions affordable, I guess.
So Joe Lubin, CEO of Consensus, says that the crypto industry is going to save hundreds of millions of dollars with Trump as president. Why? Because they believe that the new head of the SEC is going to dismiss or settle all of these crypto cases that are out there, which I think is one reason that Ripple really came to life and took off this week. In fact, I'm going to pull that up as well.
And by the way, Joe Lubin, another blockchain hero. Like this is the blockchain heroes revenge tour day.
So yeah, Ripple is number 6 right now, and if we look at the max chart on it, it peaked out at about $3.20
Yeah.
back in the 2018 run. In 21, it was shy of $2, and we're back over $1 here. And as far as settlements goes, it seems like they have really positioned themselves. And if the U.S. Really embraces crypto, I could easily see that this chart here, right, when we're looking at, kind of when you looked at Doge at the beginning and it was so little and then ba-boom, I think it's very possible if Ripple becomes the settlement layer for payments, then this chart is not big enough to contain where the token is going, in my
Well,
humble
they had a
opinion.
so did Stellar, had a huge booth at Money 2020 in Vegas, which is the big conference around the future of money, fintech, traditional fi, crypto AI agents, like all about that around money. Ripple had a huge booth. So did Stellar. Stellar had a perfect one. It was a Stellar location right in front of the expo, and you could just see both of those were full. People were in those things all the time. So kind of wild to watch how this
Dude,
thing all popping out.
once again, I feel like we were just on the precipice, right, of this apocalyptic doomsday scenario, and instead, I tell Aaron every day is birthday and Christmas, birthmas, and he's not even president yet. There's still 60 days out to inauguration, and every morning is happy birthmas, because Gary Gensler has been a horror show, and Tyler Winklevoss called him out on Twitter. Have you seen this tweet, Trav?
No, I'm
He
looking at it now. But another blockchain hero, dude. The blockchain heroes
Yeah.
came out full effect today.
Wonder Twins. He says, let's all be clear on one thing. Gary Gensler is evil. He should never again have a position of influence, power, or consequence. Any company, university, or organization that hires or works with him post SEC is betraying the crypto industry and should be boycotted aggressively. He goes on to share some more, and you can go and the link to it is in the show notes. Peter McCormick says based, and CZ's got eyes on it. So people are definitely
All
responding.
kinds of great commenters on that one. We got Crypto Crow, Wendy O, Farouk. Like, yeah, a lot of people throwing their opinions in on that one. And I saw Gary Gensler at Money 2020. He zoomed in on a presentation. He did not seem like such an evil villain when he was like, it looked like he was thoughtful towards like, we're trying to protect investors and we're trying to just make sure that the crypto play is in compliance. But I'm like, dude, these are new rules. These are new industries, and new industries have new rules. And then as a result of his shitty rules, meme coins took off, and then that's zero protection for investors. And so I think they inadvertently created a monster by having him in there. But I don't think he's necessarily a monster. But he did work for, I think, JP Morgan for all
He's a
these years.
puppet. He's a puppet.
He's definitely a puppet.
They
Yeah.
do what they tell him
It
to do.
it wasn't JP Morgan, it was Goldman Sachs. He was a big wig at Goldman Sachs.
So this is funny, Trav. Check this out. I just asked how many times has China banned crypto. In 2013, they banned financial institutions and payment companies for providing services related to crypto. In 2017, they targeted crypto exchanges and ICOs. In May 2021, they said that buyers would have no protection for trading Bitcoin and cryptos. They told banks and platforms to stop facilitating. And in September 2021, they declared all cryptocurrency transactions illegal. Well, now Bitcoinist is saying China could reassess crypto ban due to Trump. Yeah, because they want to be competitive on this, right? If we have policies, then it's going to be, as is said here in this South China Morning Post, a driving force for China to accept cryptocurrencies. Once again, the U.S. is being looked to as the leader already, and we haven't even made transition yet.
Yeah. Well, they were really early adopters too. So like back in 2011, BTC China was launched as a first crypto exchange in China. And then that set up a bunch of other sort of infrastructure for other companies to pop up. And then China's Baidu, Baidu, they started accepting Bitcoin in like 2013, and then so it was all of this stuff, and then all these ASIC miners, and then at one point, like I don't even remember what the number was, but like more than a third, maybe 40% of all Bitcoin mining in the world was happening in China, and then they banned it, and then that was the dumbest thing China did because they should have just kept trying to control Bitcoin, but then they said you're banned, and then the mining went everywhere, which is good for distribution and decentralization. But they're like, oh, sorry, we didn't mean to ban them. So,
So what's going on with Ethereum, Trav? It's the number 2 token, but it is really lagging behind Bitcoin. It has risen 36% this year, which is significantly behind Bitcoin's 109% surge. It's around 3,000 to 3,100 right now. The all-time high in 2021 was 4,832, and Bitcoin is trading at its all-time highs. So
yeah.
why are people, why is there not faith in Ethereum as there is in so many of these other tokens that are pushing?
Well, they've actually flipped it more to an inflationary supply type of thing, like with the DeFi transactions. And there's all these new L2s built on top of it. There's all these additional L1s that people can build on. I think ICOs was a driving force of back in 2017 and 18, the ICO craze on Ethereum made Ethereum blow up, right? Then DeFi made Ethereum blow up again in the last cycle. But what is it on Ethereum now that's driving the growth? There's nothing because all the main meme coins are launching on Solana. So Solana made it down to a few bucks, back up to 240 something bucks or whatever it is today. Like dude, when FTX tanked and that thing went down and Solana tanked, oh my God, that would have been the time to get yourself a big fat stack of Solana. Holy cow. And
Sounds like
so
a commercial.
I think kind of what
Get
it
yourself.
is that companies like Sui are coming up. Base is launching meme coins. Ton with Telegram, which we're going to be talking to next week. You're going to want to tune in for that. Great conversation with Jack over there at the Society at Ton Society. That's really good. So I just think there's so much competition now, and the fact that they went to proof of stake, and then now people. I just think it maybe screwed up Ethereum.
You know what else screwed it up? I found this back in 2021 when Vitalik was at EdCon 2019, and he did this. He did a dance and a rap. Let me pour it into it here.
Stay within it. Don't make mistakes or get invalid drumped. Yo. Not just a big compiler change of opcodes. We're here to sustain and scale all the full nodes.
Okay, I just can't. I think that was like, I think people at that point were saying, okay, sell.
And it wasn't as horrible as what he did at Token 2049. That one was the worst one. I was like, oh my God. I was like, because Bitcoin because Ethereum is scalable and it's untainable and it's
no self-awareness.
I heard what the hell he said, but I was like, oh, good God. The thing is, he got a girlfriend, and he's all like, check it out, baby. I'm going to sing for you. And she's all like, don't, you weirdo.
Please don't.
Really, really weird, rich, amazingly rich guy. I don't know. I think eventually we're going to see, maybe, I don't know how long it's going to be, but you know how dorky for the longest time Zuck was and how dorky Bezos was, and then they started going to the gym and starting to get ripped. Now Zuckerberg's kind of ripped a little bit, and he's like, he seems way more manly, like he's got more testosterone, and he seems less douchey. Like
he even when Trump was shot in an interview, he said, I mean, you got to admit, getting up there after getting shot, pumping your fists and saying fight, fight, fight is badass.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of people that couldn't ever admit that, right?
Yeah.
And so I give him, props for that.
I think he's trying to come around. I just think he's hanging around more manly people because he's training like jujitsu or something, right? And he's like, and he goes and watches the UFC fights. And I think that he's not as much of a beta cuck anymore. You know what I mean? Zuck's not a beta cuck. He's a mid cuck now.
We shall see. At least he's not a heap of Imogene, because nobody wants. I don't know how you keep this name heap. Anyway, Imogene Heap is pioneering, offering AI-powered songs as a service. Imogene said, I want to enable the fans to come in, generate a piece of music based on my piece of music. And I think that that's pretty cool, right? Here's permission. Now do some cool stuff with my composition here and make up something new. I think this is, embracing the fact that AI is here and there ain't no stopping it.
Yeah. Now, you know what's interesting on these is that, so we got a song for you today that I created. So I was playing around with this. I just had this, I heard a term, limousine liberals, right? Like, you're hearing all these different celebrities who are like, I'm out of here. Trump wins, I'm gone. Like, no, you just went to Diddy's parties and the FBI has video evidence of you going balls deep in some dude's asshole. And so that's weird. And so now you're all saying, hey, wait, vote for Kamala because she's clearly the best choice, because if you vote Kamala, you're not going to see videos of me doing things I shouldn't be doing. And like, whoa. And then you got J-Lo. Seriously, Trump is a danger to me. Like, my videos are going to be released. If you like, I mean, seriously, shut up. And so I was just thinking about all these limousine liberals who it just didn't matter. Like, they tell you that the powers that be say, you tell them people to vote for Kamala, they lined up in droves. Vote for Kamala, vote for Kamala. So I wrote a song called Limousine Liberals.
Are we playing it here? Can I play it at the end of the show?
Yeah, let's play it at the end of the show. And so I basically kind of used this model where I was like, I like to make, I said, I want this to be like a mid-90s Brit-pop rock, a raw, bold anthem with swagger, urging action over talk, driven by fierce guitar riffs, Liam G. I want it to be like Liam Gallagher, kind of this Oasis-y kind of vibe. And so that's kind of what we got. And the song came, I love the song. It's got, it's unlikely how catchy it is, dude. I was like, this is such a good one. Like, I'm really proud of this one because it just come out catchy. So here's the song of the day for you guys.
All right, well, hold on to it because we're not done yet. So
I dropped my sack on the table again.
We're gonna play it at the end.
I don't know if you heard that, but that was a big ass song.
Lots of celebrities were in trouble during NFT season, and Astrals, the owners of Astrals, filed a class action lawsuit against Shaqille O'Neal for his involvement, and apparently he signed an $11 million settlement for this particular lawsuit. And of course, the attorneys will probably get 2/3 of that, and people will get some of their money back. I'm not sure if this was justice or not. I just know that cases like this, I think, are some of the ones that are hopefully going to go away with a new SEC chairperson. Could be a chairwoman, chairman, chairperson, chair thing, a chairzer.
Might be Crypto Mom.
Could be. It could be Crypto. She said she doesn't want it though.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's.
They don't want it until they offer it to her. And they go, you know what? I think
maybe I'll take that. I mean, think of the impact you can have if you're trying to make an impact, and they offer you the top, slot, and like, all right, maybe I can make an impact here. I don't know.
Yeah, I just want to say, I apologize for you buying my NFTs. The digital asset's supposed to be great, but just don't be. Never mind. I wasn't me.
You're almost channeling Mike Tyson there.
I got to work on my Shaqille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Obi.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, listen, we're still accepting 5-star reviews. If you will make a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, screenshot that and send it to us. We have a limited edition NFT of the Avengers. The Trump's team, really cool animated NFT that Sir Lord Travis has put together. And are we putting the Trump bump with it? Was that it? The song, the Trump bump?
Yeah, the Trump jump bump, which we created that the day he did his speech at the Bitcoin Nashville.
Yeah. So send a screenshot of your 5-star review to us at badcryptopodcast@gmail.com, along with an ERC20 Ethereum wallet address. And we're going to be getting that out. We appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. And is the song called Limousine Liberals?
Limousine Liberal, yeah.
I hear it coming on right now. Stay bad.
Streets in a glass, champagne and lies, posing for the cameras in your celebrity disguise. But deep down, you know what's coming around. Caught up in your choices. ground. Limousine liberal, you're running out of time. The limousine liberal that committed Epstein crimes. Limousine liberal, it's about to get shitty. And be pretty cause you party with Diddy. Now you're back in every candidate they make you say. Yesterday it's Biden and it's Kamala today. They pull the strings and you play the part. Caught in a game, blackmail from the start. Limousine liberal, you're running out of time. The limousine liberal that committed Epstein crimes. Limousine liberal, it's over for you. You don't know what to do when you say you move. You thought the fame would set you free, but Diddy's blackmail's got you wait and see. Now every choice is made for you, baby. Like a puppet on strings, dancing crazy. You will know what to do when you say you move. Limousine liberal, you're running out of time. The limousine liberal that committed Epstein crimes. Limousine liberal, it's about to get shitty. You won't be pretty cause you party with Diddy. Limousine liberal, you're just another clown. Oh yeah, it's crumbling. Your empire of dust. Your power fades with every broken trust. All the secrets you thought you'd keep, Diddy shared them all and you're a fucking creep.
Who's bad?
The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor.